Warning, while this video is talking about me quitting Twitter, the stuff that I'll be talking about and stuff that Twitter has been letting happen, which they could stop, is extremely disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, Postmodern here. I'm just gonna go and talk about I'm gonna nuke Twitter. By the time I upload this, my Twitter will be nuked, or close to nuked, something like that. Yeah. So, hope you don't mind me, though. Just flexing all y'all. But, yeah. I've had some good conversations on this place with some people. As much of a cesspool it is. At least there's some interesting Japanese content. And sometimes it's been fun trolling people. But it's just not worth it. I was first just mad, just all the political censoring. It really ramped up once they kicked off the 45th President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. But so that's part why I just started posting lots of political stuff without pretty much anything else. It just sort of like being upset, protest. Try to get me banned, but man, I could say Biden's a fraud, question the election. Maybe I just had to like do more ridiculously. I don't know. But I just also don't like being too much of a pain. I don't know. Though Twitter's the pain, not me. I mean, you could disagree with the politics, but this one thing though, I no longer in good conscience feel like I can use Twitter, even if it's just simply a protest and a speed run to see how fast I get banned. Because right over here, there's a hashtag that was trending for a few hours last night. Twitter is over party. And this is the reason. Doe versus Twitter filed complaint. So this is a legal brief. And I actually opened up the link over there. So, what this is in short, somebody's suing Twitter because a minor, a child, a kid was having his nudes shared, sexual content him shared as blackmail and shared amongst pedophiles on Twitter. Not even joking. Crazy stuff. Let's get into this a bit. So the complaint here, they even like specify legal briefs. These aren't fun to read. As much as I get annoyed in other people in America, maybe this is also some other Western countries, we're inundated with endless laws. It's ridiculous some points. It just feels like people get sued for everything. There's even jokes about that. Like there's actually even a funny joke about that in one of my favorite anime I've seen, Yakitate Japan. But one thing is true is that I haven't read much of these. Only other one I can think of that I skimmed through at least parts of was the Kappa one that part of the U.S. government brought up against Kappa, against YouTube with the Kappa thing. And oh boy, they certainly in these they try to bring up their cases as logically and formulaic as possible. And if there's one good thing about that you could see, and this definitely brings up a clear case for Twitter doing some wrongdoing. So, and let me just show you here. I won't go over all of it, of course. I didn't even go through every single thing, but I've skimmed through enough where it's just obvious. So, the complaint here, you see, for example, right here, it would open up with what the complaint's for. who's doing it. Plaintiff John Doe. John Doe, a minor child, by and through his next friend Jane Doe. So I don't know if that's actually the kid's real name, or if they have the same thing but just with the real names in when it actually is like presented to the courts. I have no idea. But this is some legit stuff here. So complaint for benefiting from a sex trafficking venture in violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. 18 U.S. Code 1591, 1595. Violation of duty to report child sexual abuse material. 3. Receipt and distribution of child pornography. I think those are U.S. codes, but yeah, those are just places people can go for, like, and get some more of the law stuff. 4. California products liability. 5. Negligence. 6. Gross negligence. 7. Negligence per se. 8. Negligent infliction of emotional distress. 9. Distribution of private sexually explicit materials. California Civil Code 1708.85. 10. Intrusion into private affairs. 11. Invasion of privacy under the California Constitution, Article 1, Section 1. So they're doing this in multiple levels via some U.S. law statutes and some California ones, it looks like. So, and you get a brief overview of what's happening. And long story short, what went on here is that this kid thought he was sending photos to a girl who was in his high school that was also supposedly a minor, but it was sex traffickers, and they blackmailed him, and it goes on from there. There's introduction. Okay. It will refer you to child sexual abuse material as CASM. I'm not good with acronyms and abbreviations. I don't know if you guys are that way or not, so I just thought I'd share that. But it goes on talking about how there's, millions of people on Twitter. Twitter's powerful, and they're profitable, worth over $40 billion. Talk about human traffickers. I haven't really noticed this the best, but I hope that they get more than $75,000. Twitter has so much, they need to have their asses sued over. It's disgusting. Okay. Anonymously. Plaintiff defendants. Yep, like I said, talking about revenue and Twitter's power. But it goes into more. So there's all sorts of stuff in here. And I could go on. It talks about how Twitter bans certain things. Like right here in 41 it says, and Twitter additionally bans slurs, epithets, and sexist tropes or other content that degrades someone. I think so. It talks about different things Twitter bans or censors. It even goes over here. They even use talk about Jack Dorsey talking about how we needed to kick off Trump, but yet in exchange they leave on people sending child pornography to each other. They're sending cheese pizza. And it's disgusting. Those of you who don't know, cheese pizza or CP are code words for child pornography. For that, these types of people use amongst each other. The actual food pizza is really tasty. Please don't get the wrong idea. But I'm not joking. They do use terminology and things like that. But over here, starting in 17. Well, I mean, not starting there. They've gone through all sorts of stuff already. That's good. But this is where it gets really, really straightforward, pertinent here. I'll just read a few of these. Just show you some of the things that Twitter's been allowing to happen. child pornography or child sexual abuse material. 56. Twitter permits numerous profiles, posts, comments, and other content, either advertising, soliciting, or depicting CSAM, child sexual abuse material. 57. To take one prominent example, searching the hashtag megalinks on Twitter brings up users commenting on CSAM, offering to trade CSAM, and encouraging communication by direct message, where CSAM, that's child sexual abuse media, can be illegally distributed and exchanged. 58. A search of hashtags megalinks on Twitter also brings up promoted tweets or advertisements which are displayed intermixed between tweets that include the hashtag and overwhelmingly pertain to CSAM. Here is an example of advertising sold by Twitter placed in Twitter search results immediately adjacent to a use of the megalinks hashtag. So there it is. There's an example right there. And then you have Prime Video, which is from Amazon, and they're also really big. Basically what I'm getting from here is that it's not, and see also from the other thing, I don't think it's just a case of this happened for a bit and Twitter didn't know about it, but once they heard about it, they really cracked down, because how they've treated this specific case is just atrocious with this kid, and it gets in there in a second. Like, I'm not convinced they were just ignorant, and yeah, I understand Twitter's such a huge thing and to police the whole thing, but it's just no. And they've also easily blocked people for a lot less too, so it's, I don't see how you justify this, but it just becomes more damning the more you read it, look at it. So it sort of reminds me of the whole thing that happened with the YouTube thing recently, but this is just even more damning. Oh gosh. So this is where they get into the specifics of John Doe. Oh yeah, look at all that though. All the megalinks. Let's just get somebody even at megalinks. Gosh. If that's actually the person's real face, I'm down, but that person has to be stupid. That's the real face. Okay, so Plaintiff John Doe. I'll just read a few of these. For viewers following along, I'll leave the link in the description. Maybe I'll also have pinned comment too. Or maybe I'll just only do in the description. Maybe I'll pin somebody else's comment. But page 20 of 79. Plaintiff John Doe. Starting at 64. Plaintiff John Doe is presently a 17-year-old male child. He is currently a high school student. 65. In 2017, when John Doe was 13 to 14 years old, he engaged in a dialogue with someone he thought was an individual person on the communications application Snapchat. That person or persons represented to John Doe that they were a 16-year-old female. He believed that person went to his school. This is getting sketchy already. So 66. After conversing with the person or persons traffickers interacting with John Doe exchanged nude photos on Snapchat. So he's 17 now, 13 to 14 back then. Snapchat. He thinks this 16-year-old girl. Now, even if it was 16-year-old girl, minor, you could argue, and I'd agree with you, to be wrong to send the nude photos. But it's a lot worse than that, because they're traffickers, and they're taking advantage of a kid, of a minor, when he's horny. it just gets disgusting. These people are absolutely sick devils. Look at this. 67. After he did so, the correspondence changed to blackmail. Now the traffickers wanted more sexually graphic pictures and videos of John Doe, and recruited and enticed, threatened, and solicited John Doe by telling him that if he did not provide this material, then the nude pictures of himself that he had already sent would be sent to his parents, coach, pastor, and others in his community. So they're blackmailing him. These grown-up sickos pretend to be a 16-year-old girl. They convince him to share nudes, and then they blackmail him into sharing more. So it continues. 68. Initially, John Doe complied with the trafficker's demands. He was told to provide videos of himself performing sexual acts. He was also told to include another person in the videos, to which he complied. 69. Because John Doe was and still is a minor, the pictures and videos he was threatened and coerced to produce included graphic sexual depictions of himself, including depictions of him engaging in sexual acts with another minor. The pictures and videos constitute CASM, child sexual abuse material under the law. 70. The traffickers also attempted to meet with him in person. Fortunately, an in-person meeting never took place. When they blackmail him, he initially complies. They try to meet with him in person. God only knows what these sick perverts would have done if they meet this kid in person. 71. Eventually, John Doe resolved to break free from the control of the traffickers and attempted to block them. 72. The traffickers messaged John Doe under another account, stating that he had made a big mistake in blocking them. 72. 73. Although afraid, John Doe continued to avoid the traffickers, and eventually the communication ceased. 74. At some point in 2019, a compilation video of multiple CASM, child sexual abuse material videos sent by John Doe to the traffickers surfaced on Twitter. This compilation video was published by Twitter handles at Straight Bros and at FitMail's blog. So he eventually decides, he tries to cut it off. They tell him it was a mistake for him blocking them. He was afraid, but he still tried to avoid them. They just started posting this crap on Twitter. It's disgusting. On December 25th, 2019, oh, what a Christmas present. So 75. On December 25th, 2019, Twitter was alerted by a concerned citizen that the user account, Straight Bras, was posting child sexual abuse material. Here's an excerpt of that report that was sent to Twitter. Wow. That's insane. That's insane. Just straight up child porn. 76. Twitter assigned the report claim numbered 0136403334. It did not take action against the Straight Bras account, even though there was legit child porn of this recorded. John Doe was 16 years old and attending high school in January of 2020. 77, 78. On or about January 19th or 20th, 2020, John Doe became aware of the post when he learned from his classmates that CASM videos of him and other minors were on Twitter, and that many students of the school had viewed them. Oh, that's so terrible. I could continue, but so one of the guys found out who was posting all this stuff. Somebody tells Twitter, hey, this is bad. You guys need to go and your terms of service. This is legit child porn. It wasn't like one of those complaints like, this guy said the N-word, you know, or this hurt my feelings sort of thing. This is child porn. This is illegal. This is wrong. This is naughty. This is disturbing the innocence of this minor kid. But didn't act on it. And then kids in this school start seeing this. So he talks to his parents, contact Twitter. He eventually does. 84 Twitter's response to John Doe's report on January 21st, 2020 says, "Hello, thanks for reaching out. As the next step of our review, we need to confirm your identity, that you're the person in the photo you've reported. Please use this link to send us a copy of your valid government-issued photo ID like a driver's license, passport, or school ID. This helps to prevent false or unauthorized reports. Your information will remain private and be deleted once we've reviewed it. We appreciate your help. Thanks, Twitter." And so he did that. Right here. 85 emailed them back the same day. It's like, yes, these tweets are videos of me and a friend taken from 3 years ago. These videos were taken from harassment and being threatened. It is now spreading around school, and we need to taken down as we are both minors and we have a police report the situation. These are spreading around school and is causing many issues. The police and parents are both aware of it. These videos were taken 3 years ago but are now being resurfaced. It started about a week ago around school. Me, name redacted John Doe, and also name redacted are in these videos. Absolutely disgusting that those were on there. So, but I was thinking, okay, that's fair. Twitter wants to make certain it's like, that's legitimate, like, idea, and he was fast. You know, but the thing is that Twitter doesn't respond in any way. So, like, his mom, Jane Doe, responded making 2 complaints about the accounts of Straight Bras and the Fitsmail blog. Twitter responded to both complaints, 87. Well, actually, let's read 86 for context, then 87. 86. On January 2020, so a day or two later, Jane Doe made 2 complaints to Twitter about CASM depicting her son, one for each link, of which she was aware. The first complaint was filed against the Twitter user account Straight Bras. The second complaint was filed against the Twitter user account Fitsmail blog. 87. Twitter responded to both complaints with an automatic message. The first automated message, which was for CSAM, posted by user Straight Bras, assigned the case number 0139729198 and reads as follows. "Hello. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. We don't tolerate child sexual exploitation on Twitter. Blah, 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 blah." So basically, it's an automatic thing. It's like, please see that we work with these people and we do this thing, but they don't take any action. Not even an actual handwritten thing. It's just only the automatic one. I understand you can't have every single thing with so many people on something like Twitter, having them go to everybody individually. But the fact that a couple weeks ago, before this was sent out, they had a person say, hey, this is child porn. At least a Straight Bras guy. Worry about that. It needs to be deleted. It breaks your terms of services. They ignore that. It gets published at the school. When the kid brings it up and offers up his information, his ID information, saying, yes, I'm a minor now. I was a minor then. Need to take this down. Only gets automated response. And they don't take it. A week later. Oh my goodness. Wow. So yeah, like weeks later they keep. Whoa, 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 whoa. So right here at 90, Jane Doe, the mother, talks about the 2 complaints. It's been basically a week. They brought it up to the police reports, all that, saying you're allowing child pornography. It's like, we want them removed immediately. They should have removed them, at least the ones that are found Christmas time or earlier. It should have been removed as soon as found. It should have been like lickety split. Like, there's no excuse. And then a couple days later, January 28th, Twitter responds to Jane Doe 91. So Twitter responds here: "Hello, thanks for reaching out. We've reviewed the content and didn't find a violation of our policy, so no action will be taken at this time. If you believe there's a potential copyright infringement, please start a new report." What? What the heck? If the content... Sorry, I should laugh. It's just like, what? That excuse is the dumbest crap I ever heard. This isn't a complaint about copyright infringement. He doesn't want the video on there because other people are using his creative content. No, you jackasses. He wants the video removed from Twitter because he was tricked and then blackmailed into sending sexually explicit images of him and others to sick, twisted perverts who originally posed as a girl, and now they're sharing them on Twitter because he tried to get away from this sick trash and decided he had enough of them. And now it's like having it all shared at our school, and they just won't shut down. And that doesn't go against your terms or services. But you can take off the freaking president of the United States because you don't like things he said. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Because it's like the president can say, "Oh, I don't support violence for the riots or the Capitol," and then they call it an insurrection, but it's like they just kick him off. It's like, this could go and promote violence. And in the speech he said, "Don't commit violence at the Capitol." Oh, I don't want to get too political, but if he wanted it to be a real insurrection, I don't know. He didn't. Anyways, that's getting a whole nother thing. A point, though, is that I'm making here is that they kick off the president. And yet they allow this. This was even before the whole president thing was even a concern, because this was started in 2019. Well, I mean, the story was in the making before then, but the sharing on Twitter of the stuff started in the late 2019, early 2020. So, my God, please. Punish these sickos. It shows in 92 here. It's like, here's a thread in which users commented on the CASM depicting John Doe. Has things blocked off. It's like, is that kid a minor? Is that kid a minor? What? They both are. It is sure. Oh gosh. It's just... Yeah, I'm not going to read anything else out loud. That's disgusting. Ugh. So, here we have... We're down on page 27 now. It's like 93. If Twitter had reviewed the material as they claimed in their response to John Doe, they would have seen the comments above, which clearly acknowledged that the material was depicting minors. On January 28, 2020, that's 94. On January 28, 2020, John Doe responded to Twitter's message as follows: "What do you mean you don't see a problem? We both are minors right now. And we're minors at the time these videos were taken. We both were 13 years of age. We were baited, harassed, and threatened to take these videos and are now being posted without our permission. We did not authorize these videos at all, and they need to be taken down. We have a case number with the law enforcement agency for these videos and this incident. Please remove this video ASAP, and any video links into this one. There is a problem with these videos, and they are going against my legal rights, and they are again at the law to be on the internet, capitalized emphasis in the original. 95. Twitter ignored John Doe's final plea, and the illegal videos depicting CASM remain live on Twitter, accruing over 167,000 views and 2,223 retweets. Each viewing is a harmful act to John Doe, and a 6,640 likes. 96. Twitter still did not report the CASM to NCMEC. Gosh. There's so much more info here, I bet. And I might decide to go into it even more. But do you get it now? Do you get it? I'm done. I'm done with Twitter. It is dead to me. It's done. It's good riddance. So if you wanna, I'll still be on my YouTube. I might decide. I have my BitChute backup. Haven't really done anything with that BitTubers thing. I might decide to do other alternatives to YouTube. Focus on them. I still have my Discord. I can link that there. I also started this. It's like Twitter, but it's better. So political as mine. I could just scroll through and show you some of the things. I left things like my New Year's resolutions and stuff, and reflections and thoughts. I like mine because you can also make posts too that are like blogs. Like this one's longer, and it's an actual blog. It does a cryptocurrency thing. You can boost your own posts, or you could send to others so they can boost theirs. And I think their cryptocurrency mines token is based or easily exchangeable with Ethereum. I'm not 100% certain how it works. But yeah, just sometimes I might like, you can post things like, is it that? Or that guy's good photography. And sometimes it's like I might go and like share my own, like that's my own photo, and also have my own photos, a couple other things. I was advertising my album too. But yeah, no, that's just some mind stuff. You're curious there, maybe I'll make a video on that. But if you want something similar to Twitter that's not Discord, then you can follow me there. May or may not start a Gab. I don't know. I don't like having tons and tons of social media accounts. It gets tiring after a while. I mean, that's another nice thing about getting rid of this, but it's just, yeah, it's done. Let's see. Could I officially get it over with? Let's see here. Make a visual, deactivate your account. That's the same as delete my account. Let's see, what else? You can restore your Twitter account if it was accidentally wrongfully deactivated for up to 30 days after deactivation. Okay, so, but I guess once I'm done, I'm done. Yeah, I already knew. You have to remember, like, what they say here. Some account information may still be available in search engines such as Google or Bing. I wished I fully understood when I was younger. It's like, once you post something on the internet, it's there, it's there. And that's the case. So, gotta remember that. But don't think I posted anything too stupid. Tend to use VPNs when I'm on this anyways. But yeah, this is it, guys. Gonna go record this right there. So let's just do one more thing. I don't know if anybody's gonna see this. Boom. Okay. Let's go back to that. Deactivate my account. Don't miss what's happening. Well, I don't miss what's happening. And I'll be able to keep in contact with you guys through other means. Oh yeah, this was pretty funny too. This is some of the stuff you can find some other people's minds thing. Please prove you are not a robot. Select all the squares showing peaceful protest. Since I showed this on the video, I guess I'll link that as well. It's pretty funny. Okay, yeah. Just haven't seen that video. Here's Odysee. That's a YouTube alternative. I may decide to start one of these so it doesn't look bad. So yeah, gosh, it feels good. I don't have Twitter anymore. See you guys. Take care.